All right, y'all. So this is the conclusion to the first season of Love and Hip Hop Miami, and we picked up where we left off from last week with everybody, wondering, did Amara do something with Hollywood, or is he just bluffing? And pretty much he just bluffing. He trying to imply some shit that didn't even go down. She explains what happened. He invited her out to the studio one day, and it was very late or whatever by the time they left, and she lives very far from the studio, and she was tired and everything. He offered for her to crash at his place or whatever because he stays right across the street from the studio, and he had an air mattress for her there, and nothing happened, and he was saying his little slick shit or whatever, this, that, and the third, but then he even said that nothing happened between them. So I'm like, so why the fuck is you sitting up here trying to imply some shit and try to make her look bad yet again, like you always try to do? You know what I'm saying? So yeah, but I ain't gonna lie. Last week I was kind of like, now girl, I know damn well you ain't sit up here and do something with this motherfucker. After we done sat up here and took up for your ass and everything. But yeah, she ain't do nothing with him. So she talks about the fact that she was like slightly upset about him talking about her appearance, but not that much because she had to deal with the ignorance of people like him her whole life and everything. I was like, well, girl, I mean, you was kind of upset more than slightly, and it's understandable because Hollywood is an ignorant ass motherfucker, but yeah, you was more than slightly upset about the situation. But anyways, he keeps on saying how it wasn't his intentions and all this other stuff. The same old with him. And she's like, but yet you got shirts saying Afro Mommy and Afro Poppy. And the audience is just like, say what now? And, he's like, I mean, hey, I'm just trying to be down with the cause or whatever. I'm just like, I cannot deal with this motherfucker. So they got Juju up there. Juju just collecting checks from left to right. New York, Miami. What's next? Hollywood? But no, Juju collecting her checks and everything. I ain't mad at her. But they got her on this reunion show. And, she's explaining what Afro Latina means and everything. And he's still acting like, duh, where's the ball? Like as if he don't know what the fuck she talking about, what the fuck she's saying. And it's just like, I wouldn't even keep on explaining to him. Cause like I said before, he's choosing to be ignorant. So if he want to continue to be ignorant, just let him be ignorant. I'm not, I wouldn't even sit up here and keep on explaining this shit to him, wasting my motherfucking breath. Okay? So then we talk about the friendship between, Veronica, Amara, and My Little Pony, aka Steph LaCour. And, Nina, she's addressing Veronica like, did you think going on a date with Hollywood was going to help, the situation between him and Amara? And, she was saying, like, I pretty much was like, trying to finesse him and shit like that, so he could apologize and everything. She's like, it's not like I fucked him or nothing like that. Although we are, kind of side-eyeing her on that. Just saying, because yeah, the verdict is still out on that. But Nina is also asking her, why did you bring Hollywood to JoJo's event, knowing how Amara felt about him or whatever? And Veronica is saying that she didn't know how the situation went until she saw it on TV, like us. Like she felt like the way that Amara was explaining it, like it wasn't that deep or whatever until she saw on TV and everything. And Nina is asking Amara, do you feel like Steph was playing both sides of the fence? And Amara is like, I mean, I did look at Steph funny when, she didn't tell me about her working with Hollywood and everything, this, that, and the third. And Steph is like, I mean, how was I going to tell you when you and Veronica was fighting? I'm trying to stop y'all from fighting or whatever, this, that, and the third. And, how was I going to slide that shit in there and everything, And so, Steph's whole thing was she just wanted Amara to move on from the situation or whatever, whatever. And JoJo is like, you weren't insulted, so don't tell her how the fuck to feel and everything. And Steph was trying to talk, but JoJo, she just overpowered the conversation. And Veronica, of course, she jumps in telling JoJo to shut the fuck up, and you think you above somebody just because you rich or whatever. And JoJo is like, because I am. I was like, oh. I was like, now JoJo, once again, girl, it's your dad's money. It's not your money. He could cut you off any time. So you're not rich. Your dad is rich. Just a reminder, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, so JoJo, she just feels as though that they wasn't being real with Amara and they was being fake as fuck or whatever. And then Hollywood and My Little Pony was like, we was actually talking about trying to resolve the situation and, move forward or whatever, this, that, and the third. And I was just like, okay, yeah, whatever. The way y'all was talking, nah, I'm sorry. But anyways, especially with Hollywood and the shit that he was saying, like how Amara got always being dramatic and this, that, and the third, blase, blase. But Amara, she starts to speak, and you know how they be having the split screen or whatever sometimes. And, Amara was like, nah, I need y'all to zoom in because I want y'all to hear me when I say this shit. I will never get over the colorism that I've been through. You know what I'm saying? And Steph, she's like, My Little Pony, she's like, isn't that about colorism? And Amara's still saying what she's saying, and she's telling Amara to stop because now she's offended or whatever because she's black and this, that, and the third. And I'm just like, you're offended because she's saying how she feels like that she's not going to get over the colorism bullshit that she faces on a regular basis. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, I mean, granted, I along with other people, do feel like the storyline was kind of dragged out a tad bit too long. I mean, definitely the issue about colorism is important, but I do feel like it was dragged out. But I felt like I wanted Amara to, be like, fuck that nigga. You know what I'm saying? And I just wanted to see more of her music, more of her working on her music and stuff versus her, in this bullshit ass situation with Hollywood's ignorant ass. You know what I'm saying? Because he just got a one-track mind. He thinking how, he feel how he feel, and, there's no compromise with him. You know what I'm saying? But the way that Steph and Veronica and Hollywood, the way that they came off, they did come off as if, like, oh, well, get over it. You know what I'm saying? Versus, let's just move on. Let's, move on to the next thing. You know what I'm saying? Even though they might have said, let's move on or whatever, it's just the way that it came off, But anyway, so Hollywood just still thinks that the shit is a joke and, just being a fucking asshole. And, I don't remember who started talking. I think Juju started talking, actually, or whatever. And he didn't want to have the conversation. And he gets up to leave because he's over and everything. And, then they start talking about, Amara and whether her afro is real. And, Amara is like, listen, I have a natural afro, but I do wear extensions sometimes to, enhance what I already have and everything. And, it seemed like Veronica, she was kind of backpedaling and pussy popping a little bit. She was just, and she was real calm too, talking to Amara. She was like, I mean, I was just saying, I just wanted you, just to be you, be who you are, and, all this other stuff or whatever. And it was just like, child, please. Okay, but anyways, then they get on, Veronica saying the word nigga or whatever. And, Nina is asking Veronica, what do you identify with? And, Veronica is like, yeah, I'm black or whatever. And I was just like, I think I said this before and I say it again, Veronica, you're black when it's a convenience to you. When it's time to really be black, yeah, you gonna pull out that whole bleach blonde and, your light skin and all that other, you know what I'm saying? Like, you black when it's, yeah, when you feel like it's beneficial to you. But when it's really time to be black, yeah, okay, you're black out of convenience. Not, y'all already know how I feel. I'm not about to keep on going in circles with that. But yeah, so Amara felt as though, Veronica was kind of crossing boundaries, by saying the word and everything, but she, let it go or whatever. And, Juju, she feels as though you can't really tell people what to say or whatever, but maybe we should start addressing ourselves as queens and kings because, the word did originally come from a bad place or whatever. And, I mean, yeah, I feel Juju on that. Juju actually did make sense with that and everything, And I know I use nigga a lot, you know what I'm saying? It's a part of my vocabulary, it's just something I got to work on. But yeah, but yeah, Juju had a point in what she said. So then we have the whole Michelle versus Prince situation and who really ran Miami. And, Michelle feels as though I paved the way for Prince. He wouldn't even be here if it wasn't for me. You know what I'm saying? And, as far as like Prince, crashing Michelle's last event or whatever, because he was saying that he really don't have a problem with Michelle. Like, it's just that it's enough money for all, for the both of them to get or whatever. But, he did his little revenge plot or whatever because, he still feels as though, Michelle, was a part of Shay and Liz doing what they did at his fashion show and everything. And Michelle is like, listen, I told Shay and Liz how I roll or whatever and what the dealio is. And they still did what the fuck they wanted to do and everything. Prince feels as though Michelle, influences and manipulates Liz a lot or whatever. And Nina is asking, Prince, why did you tell Liz, the next day about you hanging out with Gabby versus telling her, the night before or whatever? And, he says that he told her after the fact because, he's a grown man and as long as he's not crossing any lines, it shouldn't be a problem. Yeah, you don't need to be in a relationship because if you as a so-called grown man thinks it's okay to be coming in when it's fucking daylight outside, literally the fucking next day, and then on top of that hanging with the bitch all night, yeah, you need to stay single. You need to stay single because obviously you don't know what it takes to be in a relationship. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just that's bullshit. That's real bullshit. You know what I'm saying? And then on top of that, it's not even just a cheating thing. It's about what if something happened to you type of thing, and I don't know where the fuck you at, and you know what I'm saying? Like, I can't. So, they bring Gabby back on the damn via satellite bullshit. And she's like, honestly, I didn't know about Prince and what his situation was and, all this other stuff. And, Nina, she's like, have you and Gabby's relationship always been platonic or whatever? And he says, in the past and everything. And everybody like, what you mean by the past or whatever? And he was like, ha, see, something I don't know. Yeah, your ass got tripped up, okay? So they show us a clip, a never before seen clip of Gabby and the boy, Prince kissing or whatever, this, that, and the third. And, Liz, she's in her feelings and everything. She gets up and leaves, and, walks backstage. And, Prince, he's trying to follow her or whatever. And, she don't want to talk to him. And Gabby sitting up here talking about it was a mistake because she was vulnerable or whatever. And, of course, Baby Gap, he's steadily talking shit. Cash Money shit to Gabby and everything. And, Prince says that he went back there to, try to talk to Liz because he does care about her and her feelings. And, she had to see that on national TV and everything. And, Miami Tip is like, that girl really care about you. She can't deal with stuff like that. And if y'all still having sex, then that's where like the emotions is coming from and everything. And Prince is like that they hadn't had sex in 3 months. So I'm like, wait a minute. Because y'all know this reunion show was taped either last month or in the late part of January. So that means that y'all probably, well, actually, yeah, y'all was having sex like after y'all broke up and everything. So yeah, but fuck that. Liz, I'm sorry, no, girl, you just look so fucking weak on that stage. I don't care how hurt the fuck I was. I would have sat on that stage and I would have cried in the car. I would have cried in the car after the reunion was over with, but I wouldn't have cried at that motherfucking stage. I wouldn't have gave his ass the motherfucking satisfaction, okay? You know what I'm saying? But Shay, she goes backstage to check on Liz, and she trying to, from OG to newbie. She telling Liz, don't walk off like me, like I did, with the situation with Scrappy and Erica, this, that, and the third. She's like, confront him and tell him how you feel and everything and blase, blase. So she goes back out there. She's still crying or whatever and saying how, he's dead to her and all this other stuff. And I was just like, girl. But, I mean, she's saying how she still loved him or whatever. So, I mean, but yeah, I wouldn't have gave him the satisfaction. Anyways, moving on. So then we have Trick and Joy. And, Joy is explaining why they separated because sometimes it's like hard to really talk to him about stuff or whatever. And, Nina is asking, Trick, is it true what Joy is saying? And he's like, whatever she said, you know what I'm saying? And Trick is like, he'll give Joy the divorce or whatever, but she needs to find somebody that's equal to him and everything. And this is like, I don't know why Trick just think he like the Don of the fucking year. Like, anyway, so Joy does say that she's dating and everything. And, Nina is like, is it somebody that's here? And then she gets kind of quiet or whatever. And everybody like, ooh. And, of course, everybody thinking about Pleasure P or whatever. And Trick is like, well, shit, I like Pleasure for her because he ain't going to do nothing but fuck her and keep it moving. And I was just like, well, damn. You know what I'm saying? And, Joy is like, listen, we just friends. We ain't never did shit, whatever. So, they get on the fact that, Trick, when Trick had made that comment about, Trina and Dawn being the biggest hoes in Miami or whatever. And Trina was like, yeah, what was that about, Mr. Trick Daddy Dollars with, your community dick ass or whatever. And he was just sitting there like, I mean, did I say that? Well, I mean, shit, fuck it. I mean, it is what it is. So, then we get on the whole Shay versus Joy situation. And, Bobby is just so shocked because, he cool with Shay and everything. But, he, even though Joy is not like his blood cousin, that's like his cousin, you know what I'm saying? So he just like, I mean, damn, like that shit is crazy to me. And Shay is like, listen, I want to talk with Joy. I don't want to talk with nobody else. I don't want nobody else interjecting. And Joy is like, I mean, I don't do too much talking or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And I was just like, oh, and when she said that, I was like, well, shit, is you want to go over there and hit her? Or, I mean, what is we doing here? You know what I'm saying? So, next thing you know, they start telling each other to shut the fuck up and this, that, and third. And, Nina is asking Shay, why were you so pissed off? You know what I'm saying? When she told P about you being in the club Scrappy and everything. And Shay, she's like, because I wasn't with P anymore for her to be running her mouth or whatever. And then Joy is like, that's what you say. That's what you say. I'm like, well, girl, you done seen the show now. You done seen that they were not together when she was in the club Scrappy. And actually, shit, she walked up on him. It ain't like they planned on meeting each other there. But I mean, either way, him and Pleasure and Shay was over with. But like I told y'all before, I don't understand why Shay just got that, pissed off or whatever when she's not with Pete anymore. So if you're not with Pete anymore, why does it matter whether he knew whether you was in the club with the motherfucker or not? You know what I'm saying? But Shay, she's like, but I ain't even know y'all was that close and all this other stuff. And Joy is like, we friends and, you do the most or whatever. That's why you gonna get your ass beat. And I was waiting for Joy to get up. I was like, we gonna get this shit cracking or not? Like, and they asked Trina her opinion on the whole situation. And Trina saying how she gets tired of women checking other women instead of checking their man. Like, that shit whack or whatever. And, that's some weak ass shit or whatever. This, that, and the third. But in this situation, didn't nobody need to be checked because they was done and over with. You know what I'm saying? But, Trina feels like that was... she feels that Shay was dead ass wrong for, putting her hands on Joy and she need to woman up. You know what I'm saying? And Nina is asking Shay, do you feel like you should apologize to Joy or whatever? And Shay is like, it's kind of hard to apologize to somebody when they constantly talking about what they going to do to you and this, that, and the third. And Baby Gap letting her know, listen, you on Trick Daddy Dollars and Trina's turf or whatever. So you just need to apologize so they don't send some people after you. You know what I'm saying? He ain't say all that, but that's pretty much what he was trying to tell her. So, Shay, she owns up and everything. And, of course, Joy, she like, bitch, please. Like, it's whatever. So then we have Kiara, Gunplay, and Miami Tip storyline. And, Nina's asking, did anything go down between them two or whatever? And, Kiara's like, that's for us to know and for y'all to find out. So basically, y'all did do something. And, they asked about was Gunplay included or whatever. And they was like, no, he wasn't invited to this one and everything. And it was just so crazy how Kiara was so worried and pressed about Gunplay cheating, and yet she, even though Gunplay no, and obviously he's okay with it, but still, yeah, but, then they get into Gunplay relapsing or whatever, and how Kiara felt like he was serious about the relationship when he decided to go to rehab and get better or whatever. And Gunplay talks about how much he loved Kiara and everything, and woo woo woo. Then we have JoJo and her parents, and her dad is saying that his only condition as far as the store was concerned was for it to make money. And, JoJo feels like that's what it was at first, but then their divorce drama started to go on, and it started to really make things complicated, and, he ended up shutting her store down because, she took her mom's side, in the whole divorce situation. He ended up shutting the store down and didn't even tell her. And I was just like, well, damn, Daddy. And, he's like, business is business. I was just like, he the Godfather for real. Like, just the way he just talked, just, just low and just cool. Business is business. I was just like, but that was fucked up, though. That is fucked up. You know what I'm saying? Like, you supposed to be her dad and stuff like that. I don't know, y'all. It's just fucked up. But yeah, so the dad explains how, how he has sent his wife to the United States to take care of the kids or whatever, I guess when they were growing up. But instead, she was taking care of her friends or whatever. And the mom, she's like, man, fuck out of here. You was traveling to Mexico, back and forth to Mexico or whatever, cheating on me in Mexico and everything. And, they asked the daddy, is that true? He ain't really answered the question too much. He was just talking about some other shit. But, he feels as though him and JoJo are good now. She says that, the whole store situation, it really hurt her. But she just wants a relationship with her dad. None of, like, this business shit or whatever. And then we get a performance by Amara La Negra. And I actually liked the performance. I actually liked the song. Yeah, I really liked the song, and she got a good voice. And that was it, y'all. And it's a wrap for season 1 of Love and Hip Hop Miami. You guys let me know how you felt about this part of the reunion, how you guys felt about this season, and I'll see you guys in the next video. All right, y'all. Bye.